to make a motion to recognize our legislative attorney that could explain this memorandum that you put out.
Second.
Titled Country Club Hills Proper Use of Public Funds. I did ask, and a couple of us asked our legislative attorney to look into this salary advance, payroll advance, and you did find some information out for us.
Yes, I did.
Before she begins, there's a motion and a second, there's never been a call for the vote.
Absolutely. Okay, if there was a motion on the floor, I need a second.
Second.
Have a second? Okay, roll call, please.
I would say that I have no problem with whatever information out there that people needs to know. As long as it's clear what happened, that I think all of you deserve to know. So I say yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Biker?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, members of the City Council. My memorandum does not deal with per se what exactly happened, because we're still looking into what exactly happened. All we know is that a certain employee was given a loan of $16,817.30. After taxes, that amount came out to $10,500. Certain members of the City Council asked me to look into whether this is a proper use of public funds, and I'm just basically explaining what my research shows and what a proper use of public funds actually is. The Illinois Constitution mandates that for public funds to be used, public funds can only be used for a public purpose. So that means they need to advance the public purpose. They need to be for a public benefit. So you can't do things that are solely for a private purpose. That is a violation of the Illinois State Constitution. I was also asked to look into whether such conduct amounts to official misconduct. In order for somebody to be found to have committed official misconduct, they had to have either one, recklessly or intentionally or recklessly failed to perform any mandatory duty as required by law, or knowingly perform an act which he knows he is forbidden by law to perform, or with the intent to obtain a personal advantage for himself or another, he performs an act in excess of his lawful authority, or solicits or knowingly accepts for the performance of any act a fee or reward to which he is not authorized by law. Not here to give any opinions as to whether it is official misconduct. That is something that is at a much higher level than I would be able to give. That is something that, the state's attorney's office or the attorney general or somebody of that nature would be better equipped to opine on. I do not practice in that area of law. I can only tell you what the elements of such a cause of action are. In addition to that, the alderman did find out also that in 2015, the same employee reaped the benefit of a water bill adjustment. And there was actually 2 adjustments that occurred right around July 9, 2015 in 2 separate amounts. The first amount was $1,368.31. The second amount was $100, totaling $1,468.31. There was really no valid reason given, at least as far as I could tell, for the water adjustment, except that the tenant had a leak behind the wall that has since been repaired. There's no explanation as to whether the leak behind the wall was actually a leak that was on the tenant's property, on private property, or if it was a leak in the line from the city. So that's another thing for the alderman to consider in relation to uses of public funds and certain benefits that this employee seems to be reaping from the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you, in your document here, you state that the employee was granted, Mayor Ford granted the employee a salary advance of over $16,817. I'm not an accountant, but is this an advance or an increase? Because my thoughts were if you give this person $16,817, you're essentially increasing their salary if you do not decrease the amount of money that they then earn the rest of the year. So if they're only paying it back, this person, let's just say, is a $50,000 salary earner, at the end of the year, their W-2 is gonna say should say $66,817. Because if you did not decrease their salary, again, I'm not an accountant, then you just gave this person a salary increase of $16,000.
I would say that if that's the scenario, that would likely be correct. I don't know at this point whether any sort of deductions were made from the employee's salary. The only thing I do know is that there was a $7,500 check paid, a personal check from the mayor to the city to reimburse for some of the funds. But that doesn't, that doesn't decrease the potential unapproved salary increase and unbudgeted salary increase. I guess we would really need to see the employee's W-2 to see what it shakes out to be.
Okay, well, I do want to continue to address this, and the reason why I'm addressing this is because this has been an issue for the last 4 years. So it's not a one-off issue, it's not a one-off thing that it may seem like a person is harping on. This is a continuous issue of your tax dollars. So those of you that have come and expressed, our taxes, and we're just under the weight of our taxes, these are the exact things that we're talking about that are wasteful and misappropriation that's been going on for the last 4 years that I've been trying to tell you about, okay? So it's not a one-off thing. I don't want folks to think, oh, it's just a one-time payday loan, or it's just a one-time thing. It's not. It's month after month, mistake after mistake. And at the end of the 4 years, we probably spent more mistakes than we have granting some of the other things that we have granted. It's a lot of money that I'm talking about. So, the mayor has put out an official statement. I guess it's an official statement for the city. It doesn't really say that, it says official statement. So, with the mayor putting out an official statement, I did want to address that because it's coming from the city, I guess. And I do want to take it back to the first time that I actually brought up this situation in which the mayor said there was no loan. I don't know if any of you recall, but he said there was no loan, absolutely no